I don't know if you guys could see, but I got the DualSense controller. It feels slightly different compared to the PS4 controller. Like, I'm gonna show you guys the PS4. So this is the charging slot. This is the PS5's charging slot. So it looks like the PS5 uses like a iPhone charger. So it uses a completely different charger compared to PS4. And the buttons, like the buttons are slightly different too compared to the PS4 because the buttons are clearer and it feels slightly different. How do I say this? How do I pronounce it or like explain it? Um, you know, like these airbags right here. You know how like when the airbag is fully filled up, like when you fill an airbag, you know how like when the airbag is like full of air where you could like pop. Well, it kind of like feels like an airbag. Like when the airbag is like when the bag is full of air and it feels like plastic, but you could like kind of like feel the air when you're like moving it around. That's what the buttons feel like. Like when a bag is full of air and basically when you're feeling it, when you're feeling like the bag that has like a little bit air in it, kind of like that. So I know it's hard to explain, but you'll know when you get the controller in person and you feel the buttons yourself. But it feels like when you're like touching a plastic bag that like has air in it, airbag technically. But yeah, that's a huge like difference compared to PS4. Like it feels different. Like you could feel the air when you're like you know, um, damn. And on the bottom, this is where you're gonna like if you have a charging station, that's where you're gonna place it down on the charging station. I don't know. I seen this in video. Oh, that's the where you blow your air. That's where you're gonna blow your air. That's like the air thing, the little circle right there, and you blow air to it. So that little circle on the bottom could be from blowing air inside. So if you're like having to spin a wheel, you could blow air inside to spin the wheel. Yeah, I may not blow inside of my controller because you know some people spit, but yeah, I might not use that. But that's a really cool feature that they showed. Yeah, I remember that because I was watching the Japanese YouTubers like play the PS5 early. I was watching the guy blowing in the controller on that Astros playground game. So yeah, I might not blow into that small hole. I might not blow into it at all. And it's more grayer in person. Like you would think that it's more white because on the box it looks like how it shows on Google Images. But when you're like unboxing it and you're seeing it with your own eyes in person, it looks slightly more grayer. Kind of like the old PS1 controller, but more whiter. But yeah, you would think that it's going to be more white because in the pictures, but it's like a little bit gray. Like grayish, like with that grayish tint. That grayish tint color. But yeah. And this is the mute button where you mute other players when you're talking to them in party. So let's say your friend invites you to a group chat because the new update for parties now is when you invite people to party, technically you sent them an invite through a group chat. So the invites in parties are through groups now. So let's say you get invited to a party and there's someone being toxic that you don't really like, then you can probably press the mute button to mute yourself or mute them. I don't know how, I'll probably have to see what it, I'm pretty sure that button is just to mute yourself if you don't want them to hear, because it has a built-in microphone, so you could, it's kind of like camera where you talk to your camera, but you're talking to your controller. And it's probably going to be the same thing. You're going to hear your friend's audio coming out of your TV, but you're talking to your controller. So you could probably press the mute button if you don't want to like have it where they could hear you from your controller. Or let's say you're eating, then you could probably mute yourself. You don't want people to hear you're eating. Oh, hello, Storm. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, that's probably to mute yourself. And this is where, let me see. Oh, this is probably where the sound comes out of. Because, you know, like the PS4 controller, when you're playing certain games, like, there will be times where if, like, let's say GTA and they're calling you on the phone, the audio would be usually coming out of your controller. And that's where the audio comes out from those dots. So that's probably the same, where the audio comes out from your controller. Oh, and also, yeah, this is going to be the new share button right here. And it's not called share button, it's called the create button. But yeah, this is the new feature. Well, it's still share button, but this is the create button right here. And this is the options button on the right side of your guys' screen, or on the right side, but on the video it may look like it's on the left side of the screen. But yeah, this is the options button and create button. And the buttons. Oh, let me compare it to PS4. So this is the R2, R2, R1, and then L2, L1, as you guys can see. This is the PS4 controller, by the way. And here's the PS5 controller. Can you guys see the difference? Okay, so if you guys saw the difference or have not, let me just say the R1 and the R2 and the L1 and the R2 button, L2 button, are slightly more bigger than the PS4 controller. But yeah, they're slightly more bigger. And they feel different too. Hold on. Yeah, they feel different too compared to the PS4. That's actually nice. It feels slightly different. And I heard nothing but good things about this. I heard that when you're playing games like Call of Duty and you're shooting your opponents, you're shooting your enemies, it actually feels like you're pulling a trigger in real life. You're gonna have that real life feel to it. So when you're like pulling the trigger button, when you're pressing R2 to shoot your enemies, like, I don't know if you guys hold a gun in real life. I have not, but there's a lot of people that hold a gun in real life, and the gunners, they tried out the PS5 controller and they said that it feels like you're actually shooting a gun in real life. So it has that real life feel to it. Well, I can't really judge because I don't have the PS5 yet. But next Thursday, I get the PS5 because next Thursday is when it launches. But next Thursday, I get the PS5 when it launches. So I get to actually try out how it feels. But yeah, I heard that it feels slightly different compared to last gen. The PS5 controller feels like it has that real life feel when you're pressing the R2 when you're playing shooting games. So that's going to be something to look forward to when the PS5 launches. So that means when you're playing as Spider-Man, you're going to actually feel like you're actually Spider-Man. It's going to feel real, like you're actually web swinging in real life. That's probably what they mean by real life feel. But I can't wait to try this out when playing Miles Morales. Oh, and also, man, my lips are so chapped. But, I got dust on it already. But, I don't know if you could notice, but there's the details. You can see the details on the back. You have to have a magnifying glass, but you can't really see the details. But yeah, that's really cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this video off. Hope you guys like this, and see you guys next time. Peace.